Okay, Prakash, Rohan, everyone, let's start our session now.
Yes, sir.
Rohan,
sir.
can you? Okay. So let's focus on a new topic today. Remember our previous session on virtual domain concept. Any question? Any question on VDOM concept?
No,
Any
sir.
problem?
Not now.
Okay. If you have any question, guys, on on our old topics, so you can ask. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, we'll ask.
So in this section, in between chapter number 8 to 14, we are completed two topics. It's called layer 2 firewall and virtual domain. Today, let's focus on high availability concept first. This topic first. Okay, VPN we can focus tomorrow with all or with other student with Yavar and Ganu and Kamal. We can focus tomorrow on VPN section.
Yes, sir.
We can focus today on high availability, you can say, or failover concept. So what do you think about high availability, guys? What do you think about high availability? Any idea about high availability or failover
सर
concept?
अगर हाँ
Yes.
अगर हमारा एक्टिव डिवाइस अगर हमारा किसी भी वजह से एक्टिव कनेक्शन हमारा बंद पड़ जाता है या एक्टिव डिवाइस बंद पड़ जाता है तो हाई अवेलेबिलिटी जो रहेगा वो रिडंडेंसी का काम करेगा, वहां से ट्रैफिक पास होना चालू हो जाएगा.
Okay. So for high availability, you can say, or for failover concept. Okay, we can discuss a scenario. Okay, I'm trying to discuss scenario. See, the topic is what? High availability in Fortinet. In Fortinet, you can say high availability. In Palo Alto Powerbox, you can say high availability. In Checkpoint, you can say clustering concept. And in Cisco, you can say failover. So our focus is on high availability. So let's talk about a scenario. Why we need this high availability concept. So here we have a small topology. We are working with a single firewall box, and this firewall device is connected with your LAN network and WAN site. Everything is working fine into this topology. We have a single firewall box, and these are the, for example, interfaces 0/0 and 0/1. We are using IP address here 192.168.10.1, and this is public facing interface, so I'm using 10.1.43. Just example. Okay, everything is working fine into this topology. Okay, we have IP address onto this firewall box. We are using routing concept, firewall policy, NAT policy, VPN configuration, and it means you can say everything is working fine. Okay. It means traffic is traveling. Traffic is traveling via this firewall box. No problem. So, but you know, in this topology, we have a single firewall box. You can see here we have a single firewall box, and there is no any redundancy, you can say, or there is no any backup. Okay, in case if this box goes down, then there is no any backup plan right now. We are working with a single firewall box. So if firewall device is down, so you will lost your connectivity. You will lost your connectivity. It means your LAN user cannot go onto the internet site, cannot use internet services. That is the issue, because we have a single firewall device into this topology. There is no any backup. Okay, so in that case, for this solution, what we can do, we can go with the concept is called high availability. High availability. In high availability, what we can do, we can add one more firewall device into this topology. We can add one more firewall device into this topology. This is called firewall box 1. And second one, we are using for high availability or for redundancy. Let me change this topology now. So I have a second firewall box. This is called a switch. It's called switch 2. This is called switch 1. Internet connectivity, WAN side, and our LAN portion. So I'm using second firewall box as a backup. See, in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2, we are using a link in case if you are working with Fortinet firewall box or Cisco AC firewall box. So you required a single failover link in between firewall. In between firewall, you need a single failover link. This is called high availability link. High availability link. It's called failover link, you can say, or high availability link. So we have a link in between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. Okay, and if you talk about high availability concept in Fortinet, so we have two options. First, we can discuss active, passive, high availability, and we can focus on next mode option is called active high availability. So second firewall device I'm using as a backup, as a passive device. So let's talk about active passive scenario first. Active passive. Okay, guys. I told you in Fortinet, in Cisco, we need a single failover link. Single failover link. But in case if you are working with Palo Alto firewall box, in Palo Alto, we need a two separate link. We need two dedicated link. Is called HA1, and second is called HA2. This one is called control link, and this HA2 is called data link in Palo Alto. But in Fortinet, we need a single failover link. Single failover link will handle all the options in Fortinet, in Cisco. So now what we are talking about active passive failover first. In active passive failover or in active passive high availability, you can utilize only one firewall box in the cluster. This is called what? This is called what? High availability cluster. High availability cluster. So if you have multiple firewall box, for example, firewall box 1, firewall box 2, firewall box 3, firewall box 4, if you have multiple firewall box into this high availability cluster, so in active passive mode, you can only utilize one firewall device. Only one firewall device. Rest of the firewall box in the cluster, they are acting as a standby or they are acting as a passive device. Clear my point? Any question, Prakash?
No, sir, no.
Yavar, can you hear me? Yavar? Topic
Yes, sir.
is
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
topic is today is called high availability. Okay.
Right. I got it.
Okay. Rohan, can you hear me? Any question, guys?
Not now.
Clear now? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have, if we have multiple firewall devices into the cluster, so in active passive mode, we can utilize only one firewall box at a time. One device is acting as an active device, or you can say forwarded firewall device. And rest of the firewall box in the cluster, they are acting as a standby or they are acting as a passive. Okay, so for example, if I'm working with the active passive, so this box is active. For example, this box is active device, and this device is acting as a passive, you can say, or standby device. All the traffic is traveling via this active box, or you can say this is called forwarded firewall device. All the traffic is traveling, and through this high availability link, firewall box 1, he's sending keep alive message, or you can say he's sharing HA status information, or he's sharing heartbeat information, hello packet, you can say. Firewall box 1 is sharing hello packet or heartbeat information, or you can say HA status information with firewall box 2. Okay, in hello packet, firewall box 1, he's saying, I am active right now. So this firewall box 2, he will act as a passive device. He will act as a standby device. Through this HA link, through this high availability link, firewall box 1 is sending a keep alive message. So now this box is active right now. So traffic is traveling, no problem. In case if this box goes down, This box goes down. So now firewall box 2, he is not getting any hello packet. He is not getting any hello packet from firewall box 1. So he will get an idea. He will get an idea. Firewall box 1 is down now. Firewall box 1 is down now. Maybe because we have multiple scenarios when this high availability link goes down. Okay, I will tell you. But let's take example, if this link is down, or maybe this firewall box is down, and firewall box 2 he is not getting any hello packet through this HA link. So he will get an idea. This box is down now, and I'm going to become active now. I am going to become active. And when this device is acting as an active firewall box, so automatically this IP address will be configured onto this interface, and this IP address is available on to this interface. I will show you in lab in configuration. Now, what about these computers? They have a default gateway information, right? They have 192.168.10. So now this box is acting as active. So now traffic is traveling via firewall box 2. So in active passive, you can utilize one firewall device, and rest of the firewall box, they are acting as a standby device. If firewall 1 is down, then firewall box 2 will take the responsibility. Okay, so in active passive, you can utilize only one firewall device. In case if you want to utilize all the firewall box in the cluster, in case if you want to utilize all the firewall box, like we have firewall box 1, firewall box 2. So I want to utilize all the firewall box. So you can go with the active failover mode. In active failover mode, you can utilize both the firewall box. It means all the firewall box in the cluster, in the high availability cluster, they are forwarding traffic. They are using a technique is called load balancing. It means they can share the load. It means they can share the load 50-50. They are using round robin method. Remember, round robin method is a common topic. Round robin method, load balancing method is a common. It means they are sharing 50-50 load, equal load. So in active, you can utilize all the firewall box in the cluster, and they are sharing the load. Clear my point, everyone?
Yes, sir. In active, we can use two ISP connection also.
Not required, not required. Okay. I will show you in the lab. Okay, not required. Okay. Single ISP connection you require, no problem.
Yeah, but in case of two ISP, we can divide the bandwidth. Like
yes, you require a see if you are working in a big scenario, like you have a 4 firewall box.
yes.
So yes, absolutely, you need a good bandwidth, good internet connection. Either you can go with a single ISP connection, or you can go with the multiple.
Okay.
But the point is, what single ISP connection you can use minimum.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear now?
Sir,
My point? Yes.
सर ये जो प्राइम एक्टिव एंड पैसिव डिवाइसेस है उनके बीच में ये जो कीप अलाइव मैसेज जो सेंड हो रहा है वो कितने इंटरवल से चल रहा है सर?
I will show you the option in configuration. Okay. Timer वगैरह मैं सब दिखाऊंगा. No problem.
Okay.
Is that clear right now? This concept, everyone? Concept is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now see, what is the requirement in case if I want to establish, if I want to use high availability concept in my organization? So what is the requirement? So I'm talking about requirement, minimum requirement to use this high availability concept in your organization. So the first requirement, you need to have same model. You need to have same model. For example, if you have Fortinet 60D and here 90E, for example, then you cannot establish high availability concept here. You cannot implement because you are using different model. The requirement is what? You need to have same model, same RAM, CPU, storage, you can say. You need to have same Forti OS version. Forti OS version. For example, here I have 6.0, Forti OS version. Here I have 7.0. So I cannot establish failover concept or high availability. Next, we need same set of license. Same set of licenses. Same set of licenses. If we have 3 licenses here onto this firewall box one, for example, antivirus license, IPS license, web filtering license, and onto this firewall box, if you have only antivirus license, then you cannot establish failover, high availability. So you need to have same model. The point is what? You need to have same model, same Forti OS version, same set of licenses. Next is same type of interfaces. Type of interfaces. Clear my point now, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now
Sir.
let's discuss some troubleshooting. Okay, let's talk about some troubleshooting. See, for example, okay, so for example, I have a firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. Switch. Firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. Okay, so here we have a single failover, like in between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. We are using high availability link. High availability. So I'm talking about some troubleshooting scenario. So in case, for example, I'm going with the active passive. So in active passive, we can use one firewall device into the cluster. We can utilize only one firewall box, and rest of the firewall box, they are acting as a passive. So for example, we have 2 firewall box right now. So this device is acting as an active, and this one is acting as a passive. So now the scenario is, in case if this box is up, okay, this WAN interface link, LAN interface link is up. But this link, this high availability link is down. The firewall device is up. Your WAN interface, LAN interface link is up, but this high availability link is down. How? See, maybe you are using a switch in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2 to connect this high availability link. Maybe you are using a switch, for example. So maybe the switch is restarted or shut down right now. So what we have, this box is active, this box is passive, okay? And this box is active, this link is up, this WAN interface, this LAN interface is up, but this high availability link is down. Then what will happen? So this firewall box 2 is not getting any hello packet because this link is down. Is not getting any hello packet. He's not getting any hello packet from firewall box 1. So he will get an idea this box is down, and now I'm going to change my mode, and I'm acting as a active device. So if this device is acting as active, so you will face some complexity, you will face some problem in your organization because this box is not standby. This box is active right now. Only this failover link is down. Clear this problem, the challenge.
Yes.
Yavar, Rohan, Prakash.
Yes, sir.
Clear the challenge, everyone. Clear the challenge. So now what we can do, see, in this scenario, we can go with the backup link. We can go with the backup link. What we have, for example, I'm using a single failover link. So if this link is down, this HA link is down. So yes, I'm facing problem. That's why I'm using backup link. So the second link I'm using as a backup. In Fortinet, we require a single link, single high availability link. Second link I'm using as a backup only. Second link, second interface I'm using as a backup. So that's why this is called high availability link 1. And this is, you can say, high availability link 2. High availability link 2. So in case if this link is down, in case if this high availability link is down, then this link, this HA2 link will take the responsibility, will act as a high availability link. You can add multiple backup, you can add multiple backup link in Fortinet, multiple backup. But in case if you are working with Palo Alto firewall box, Palo Alto, so yes, we have a two link, control link and data link. And if you talk about backup link for HA1, I told you in Palo Alto we need HA1 and HA2. Dedicated HA1, HA2. HA1 is called control link and HA2 is called data link. If you want to go for backup, so yes, you can add one HA1 backup link and one HA2 backup link. That's it. If you have lots of interface but you cannot use, you can add only one backup link in Palo Alto. But in Fortinet, the good thing is what? We can add multiple backup link. Multiple backup link. So right now, wait. So right now we have HA2 link. HA2 link is what? It's called backup link. So clear guys, why I'm using the second link? Why we required a backup link option? Can you hear me? यावर कोई क्वेश्चन है आपका? क्लियर है प्रकाश?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Rohan?
हाँ sir.
Okay, this is the first scenario. Okay, second scenario we can discuss. For example, second scenario is what? For example, okay, this box is active and this box is passive. So we can discuss a second scenario. So if this box is active, this HA link is active or up, but this WAN interface, is down. For example, this WAN link is down. This box is up, it's active. This high availability link is up. This LAN interface is up, but maybe there is some issue. This WAN link is down. Then this box is active, but the traffic is not traveling through the firewall box because this link is down. In that case, what we can do, we can go with the link monitoring concept. We can use link monitoring concept. In link monitoring, we can monitor our interfaces. We can monitor our data interfaces. For example, this is what our data interface 0/1, 0/0. So we can monitor our WAN interface and LAN interface. In case this WAN, if I'm using link monitoring option, and if this link is down, for example, if this link is down, so this box will become passive automatically, and this box will become active. Clear? So we can go with the link monitoring concept. I will show you how to add any interface as a link monitoring, or how to configure link monitoring option in Fortinet. I will show you configuration, but concept is clear. Yes. So any question?
Yes, sir. So it means if the firewall box is active but the link will go down, then the second device will go active.
Yes, because I'm using link monitoring. Okay, so that's why in my high availability configuration, Prakash, I'm monitoring my link. I'm monitoring my WAN interface and LAN interface. In case this WAN interface is down, in my high availability, so automatically this box will become passive and this box will become active.
Okay. The same goes with inside the lane cable
Yes,
also.
yes, you can use you can monitor multiple interfaces, your LAN, WAN. Okay.
Yes.
Your firewall don't know it's a WAN interface, it's a LAN interface.
Okay.
Firewall, what? Firewall will verify, okay, it's a 0/0, it's 0/1, it's an
Yeah.
interface, that's it.
Yeah. Got it. Thank
Get you? Any question? Yavar, Rohan, clear now my point?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Okay, now, let's talk about some uh, information here with slide. So we have two mode here in Fortinet. The first one is called what? First one is called active passive, and second is called active active. In active passive, one firewall actively manages traffic while other is synchronized. In active passive, one device, we can utilize only one device, and rest of the firewall box in the cluster, they are acting as a stand. Okay, in active active, both firewalls in the pair are active and processing traffic. We can utilize all the firewall box in the high availability cluster. Now, what is the requirement? So you need to have same model, same Forti OS version, same set of licenses, same type of interfaces. See here this line we have all cluster members. It means if we have multiple firewall box in our high availability cluster, so these are the members. These are the cluster members. So all cluster members share same configuration except host name and priority. So we are using different host name on each firewall device and different priority value on each firewall box. What is the use of priority value? Let me explain. What is the use of priority value? Wait. So what is priority? When two FortiGate firewall network firewall box are deployed into active passive cluster, then it is mandatory to configure device priority. Higher priority value for master. Hello Kamal, can you hear me? Kamal, Kamal, कमल आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Okay, so higher priority value for master and low priority value for slave. Slave means what? I'm talking about passive device or standby device. So it is mandatory to configure device priority and higher priority for master and low priority value for slave. Now let's go on to the high availability link. Wait. So now in between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2, we have a high availability link. Remember? Prakash, Rohan, Yavar, Gani,
Yes.
Kamal. In between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2, we are using high availability link. This is called HA link. So this HA link we are using to exchange hello packet information, heartbeat information, or you can say HA status information. HA link is used to exchange management plane, routing configuration, user ID. It means if you are configuring anything on firewall box 1, this configuration will automatically replicate on firewall box 2 automatically. This will replicate on firewall box 2 automatically through high availability link. I'm configuring policy here, routing here, interface configuration, all the configuration will replicate through this high availability link. I can show you this in configuration. In our lab, I can show you. Configuration replication, I can show you. Clear my point, Prakash? Can you, Rohan?
Yes, sir.
So what we have, see, this is called HA link, high availability link. So now see, if you talk about packets, TCP packets, heartbeat packets are non-TCP packet and they are using ether type value. So ether type value 0x8890, 0x8891, 0x8893. So they are using ether type value 0x. These are the ether type value. Now, see it. Remember always this high availability link. This high availability link, it's a L3 interface. It's called what? L3 interface. Clear my point? Clear my point, everyone? This high availability link, it's a L3 link. So we need to configure IP address onto this interface. In case if you are working with Palo Alto, so you need to configure IP address statically. In case if you are working with Cisco firewall device, you need to configure IP address statically onto this L3 interface. But in Fortinet, no need to configure IP address here. No need to configure IP address onto this high availability interface. No, it will take automatically this APIPA range IP address. Automatically it will take. Range will start. Remember APIPA range, automatic private IP addressing. So it will take a range of 169.254. So no need to configure any IP address onto this L3 interface. It will automatically use Fortinet, automatically use APIPA range IP address. Clear?
So will there be any specific port for HA? Or we can
Because it's depend upon model. Okay.
Okay.
For example, if you have high-end devices, high-end Fortinet firewall box, so
Yes.
you will get a dedicated HA port. You will get a dedicated HA port on high-end model.
Okay.
And rest of the interface, they are acting as a data interfaces.
Yes.
These are the data interfaces, and with high-end model, you can go with the dedicated HA.
Dedicated HA. Okay.
But you know,
Or
yes.
yeah, or in case of other like low-end devices or
Yes,
medium-range devices,
I'm telling you. So in case if you have entry-level firewall, for example, Fortinet 60E, 90D, for example. So where you have only data interfaces. So you can use your data interfaces as a high availability link, like Palo Alto. In Palo Alto, if you have entry-level firewall box, if you have only data interfaces, so you can use your data interface as a high availability link. Same in Fortinet, you can use your data interfaces as a high availability link.
Yes. Got it.
Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Yavar, any question? Rohan, any question?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Ganu, any question? Kamal. Ganu, any question here? Ganu. Ganu, can you hear me? Okay. So now, no question. I have some technical issue. Okay. Ganu, if you have any questions, so you can type on chat. Okay. And if any technical issue is related with Fortinet, so you can ask. I can try to help. Okay, now, okay, so wait, okay, link monitoring. So I told you guys what is the link monitoring concept. We can monitor our WAN interface. Remember, we can monitor our WAN interface, we can monitor our LAN interface. So this concept is called link monitoring in Fortinet. Link monitoring. So now let's create a small topology for our REST discussion or our configuration.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Link monitoring both if the LAN interface or the WAN interface, then how the LAN interface will be send the data. So
you can select any interfaces ever, okay, doesn't matter. कि फार्मर को कोई मतलब नहीं है कि वो WAN है LAN, उसको बस ये पता है कि इट्स अ इंटरफेस, दैट्स इट.
नहीं, अगर मतलब WAN अगर डाउन हो जाए और LAN से पैकेट जा रहा है तो दैट इज द आल्सो वी कैन कॉन्फ़िगर द लिंक मॉनिटरिंग पैकेट.
Yes, you can link monitoring where on firewall.
I'm talking about firewall.
On firewall, see, you can use link monitoring in high availability hour. In high availability.
Okay, got it.
I'm talking about in high availability. Okay.
ठीक है.
So
right.
in case in high availability, clustering high availability is working. In high availability cluster, if this link is down, then your firewall will get an idea. This link is down and we are monitoring our link and this link is down. So I'm going to become passive.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है.
Okay, now let's create a small topology and rest discussion we can discuss on topology, okay, on configuration. Okay, let's talk about one more point here. It's called HA override. What is HA override? So let's discuss this concept here. Wait. HA override. So high availability link. Yes. See, so we are using this protocol for high availability configuration for cluster. We are using FGCP protocol in Fortinet, FortiGate clustering protocol. FGCP protocol uses, see, we are using FGCP protocol. FGCP protocol can help you to discover other FortiGate that belong to the same HA group. FGCP protocol can help you to elect primary and secondary. This protocol can help you to synchronize configuration and other data. This protocol can help you to detect when a FortiGate firewall devices fail. So this protocol we are using for these services, for these services. This protocol can help you to discover, to elect, to synchronize the configuration, and if any FortiGate firewall will fail, your FGCP protocol can help you. Now, in case if your device is acting as an L3 device or NAT mode device, so ether type value you have 0x8890. Remember, we can use our device as a L2 firewall box, or you can say transparent mode firewall box. So in case if your firewall device is acting as a transparent, so ether type value we have 0x8890. Now we need to discuss one more concept is called primary FortiGate election process. In between two firewall device, for example, here we have firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. So in between two firewall device, how they will decide okay, to act as a primary or secondary. So I'm talking about primary FortiGate election process. And this is the negotiation process. This is the election process you can say, or negotiation process you can say, in between firewall box. So in primary FortiGate election, we have a concept of override. And by default, override concept is disabled, or you can say override service is disabled by default. See, override disabled by default. If override disabled by default in primary FortiGate election process, then this is the sequence. If override option is disabled, and yes, it's disabled by default. So this is the sequence for election process. What sequence we have? First, in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2, first it will check connected monitored interface. So negotiation will start with this option. Is called first option, you can say connected monitored interface. So for example, onto this firewall box 1, we are using two connected monitor. We have two connected monitor interface. And on firewall box 2, I have a single monitored interface as per my configuration. So in between firewall box 1 and firewall box 2, you can see here, guys, we have a greater value. Onto this box, we have a 2 monitor interface. And onto this box, we have a single connected monitor interface. So in between firewall box 1, firewall box 2, onto this device is having higher connected monitor interface. So this box will act as a primary and this box will act as a secondary. This is the first step. In case if you have equal connected monitored interface, for example, 2 interface on firewall box 1, 2 interface on firewall box 2. So we have what we have equal connected monitored port interfaces. So there is a tie, then tiebreaker is HA uptime. So a device is having higher uptime will act as a primary. So for example, here we have a higher uptime. So this will act as a primary and the lower one will act as a secondary. In case if we have equal connected monitor interface and equal HA uptime, for example, equal uptime on both the devices, then tiebreaker is next. Tiebreaker is the device is having higher priority value will act as a primary. So for example, by default in Fortinet, we have a default priority value 128. We have a default priority value on Fortinet firewall device. So let's take example. I'm using 150 on firewall box 1 and 135 on second firewall device. So on firewall box 1, we are using higher priority value. So this box will become active and this box will become secondary. This box will become primary and this box will become secondary. In case if you have equal priority value, for example 150, so equal connected monitor interface, equal uptime, equal priority value, then tiebreaker is higher serial number. So for example, onto this firewall device, we have a higher serial number. I will show you the serial number option, no problem in configuration. But if this device is having higher serial number, this box will act as a primary and the second box will act as a secondary. So this is the sequence. This is the sequence when override option is disabled, and it is disabled by default. If you enable override, for example, if you enable override option, then this sequence will change. If you enable override option, so the first negotiation process is connected monitor interface, and now sequence is changed. Here we have a priority value, and here we have HA uptime. So second and third and fourth. So you can enable your override option. How you can enable in configuration, we'll discuss. But if you enable override option, so this is the sequence. Every time if your device restarted or something, if you talk about election process, negotiation process in between firewall devices, so first it will check connected monitor interface. After that, it will go and check priority value. Onto this device, if you have 150, so yes, this box will become primary every time. Your device, your election process or your negotiation process is not going to check your next option. As per priority value, if we have a higher priority value on firewall box 1, this box has become active. Done. Clear my point? So we have two options. Either you can go with the override disable option. If override disable, because override is disabled by default. So this is the sequence. First connected monitor interface, then HA uptime, then priority, and then serial. If override option is enable, then we have connected monitor interface, priority value, and HA uptime. Clear this option, everyone? My point is clear. Any question? यावर कोई question हो तो आप पूछ सकते हो. यावर,
No, sir.
Rohan, Kanwal,
No, sir.
Rohan, can you?
हाँ सर, ऐसा है ना कि अभी आप जो बोल रहे हैं आई कॉन्सेंट्रेट ओवर दे, और आपके वॉइस पे हम कॉन्सेंट्रेट हो रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट टाइम कभी ऐसा क्यूरी
Yes,
सर
sir.
एक टाइम क्वेश्चन सर नहीं आता है, और जब तक मैं थोड़ा पढ़ूंगा नहीं, जब तक तब क्यूरी आएगा. क्यूरी आप जो पढ़ा रहे हैं दैट्स वो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कर रहा हूँ कि आपकी वॉइस सुन रहा हूँ क्या आप कह रहे हैं. बट नेक्स्ट टाइम सर का क्वेश्चन आएगा पूछ,
No,
अगले
no
टाइम
problem.
क्वेश्चन नहीं आ सकता ना सर, इसलिए.
Okay, okay, no problem. But this clear guys, जो अभी तक हमने देखा है वो clear है
हाँ
यहाँ पे?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So now let's focus on our configuration because rest we can discuss on topology. So we have a small topology, I think. Okay, everyone. So let me explain this topology. Okay, can we take a break for 10 minutes, everyone? 10 minutes break. We
Yes,
can
sir.
continue at
यस
3.
सर, यस सर,
Yes,
श्योर
sir.
श्योर. हाँ सर, हाँ सर, सही है, ठीक है.
Please turn off your mic, everyone. Okay, can you hear me? Genu, Kamal, Prakash, Rohan, Yavar.
Yes, sir, we can hear.
Okay. So let me explain this topology first. So we have two FortiGate firewall box right now, FortiGate firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. Port number 1 I'm using as a management port on both the firewall device. So these port number 1, they are connected with cloud. Cloud is my laptop. So this port number 1 is for management. Port number 2 we are using as a data port, data LAN port you can see. LAN port, and on LAN side we are using 200.200.200.0. Port number 3 is acting as a WAN port. So yes, we are using as a WAN port side, WAN portion. 10.1.23.0 network I'm using, and this router is acting as a outside PC or server or outside ISP you can see. Okay, if you talk about high availability link, so yes, we required a single failover link in Fortinet, but I'm using I'm using one more link is called backup link. So I can show you how to configure backup link in our failover configuration. So port number 4 and port number 5. We are using two ports. So port number 4 is a HA1 link, and port number 5 we are using as a backup link, high availability link 2. So our focus is on failover concept first. We can establish here high availability. After high availability configuration, I will show you, I will configure LAN port, WAN port, firewall policy, routing option, everything I will configure on active device. For example, if firewall box 1 is acting as active, so I will configure all the configuration on firewall box 1, and this configuration will replicate on firewall box 2 via high availability link. So I can show you configuration replication. So let's start our basic configuration first. I'm trying to configure IP address on port number 1. Port number 1, because port number 1 we are using as a management. Check mode static, set IP address to 255.190, not 255.1.90. Config system global set host name is called firewall box 1. Now let's move on firewall box 2. Config system interface and port number 1, set mode static, set IP 91, set allows, config system global set host name firewall. Okay, so I'm trying to configure 192.168.1.190 firewall box 1. Let's try to access firewall box 2, 192.168.1.191 firewall box 2. So we have two firewall devices as per our topology, firewall box 1 and firewall device 2. So let's focus on high availability configuration first. Okay, we need to establish failover or high availability. So as per our topology, we are using port number 4 and port number 5 as a high availability link. So for failover configuration, you can go on to the system. You can click on HA, and here you can decide. Here you can decide your active passive or active mode. See, active passive and active active. We can decide. But before this high availability configuration, let's add some information on dashboard. So let's move on to the dashboard, and I'm trying to add high availability HA status here. Okay, so now wait. Now you can verify HA status. This firewall HA mode is standalone. So this firewall box 1, he is not participating in any failover configuration. Let's move on firewall box 2. Click on add, and I'm trying to add HA status information on dashboard. So HA. So both the firewall box, they are not participating in any failover configuration. You can see right now the mode is standard. So let's start our configuration on firewall box 1. So you can click on system, you can click on HA, you can select your mode option. So I'm trying to configure active passive. Now here it's required device priority value. So we need to configure priority value on firewalls. So by default we have 128, and you can see this option. If you go here, the device with the highest priority is more likely to become HA primary. So for example, if this device, this firewall box 1, if I want to use as a primary, so I need to use higher priority value. So 150 I mean, for example. Now you can go for cluster setting. So in cluster setting, you can give a name. You can give a group name. For example, if I'm using GR1, so same group name I will configure on firewall box 2. Okay, in Palo Alto, we have a group ID number. In Cisco, we have a name, failover name. In Fortinet, you can define group name here. If I'm using GR1, same group name you need to configure on second firewall box. You can say you can configure on other firewall box in the cluster. Now you can set a password. You can set a password. Why we are using password concept here? Because if anyone are trying to participate into this high availability cluster, any box, so it's required same password to become a member of this cluster. So you can set a password here. Now session pickup option, you can enable session pickup. By default it is disabled, but you can enable session pickup. What is session pickup? So in case okay, so what is session pickup? So if traffic is traveling, for example, if this device is acting as an active and this box is acting as a standby device or passive device. So traffic is traveling via active box. If session pickup option is enabled, so what will happen? See this firewall box is a stateful firewall device, right? This is what stateful firewall device. Your Palo Alto, your Fortinet, your Cisco, these are stateful firewall device. What is stateful firewall means? If traffic is traveling through the firewall box, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in a connection table, you can say, or in a state table. And this connection table, your firewall box 1 will share with the firewall box 2 through high availability link. Why we are using this concept? Session pickup enable, because in case if traffic is traveling and now this box is down and reply packet is coming via this side, for example. So this firewall will allow this traffic, because for this return traffic, firewall box 2 has an information. He has an information in the correction table, in a state table. That's why it will allow this reply packet through firewall box 2. So that's why you can enable session pickup. By default, it is disabled, so you can enable. Now, monitor interface. So I told you, you can monitor your interface, your LAN interface, your WAN interface, your DMZ interface. You can just click on plus sign, and here you can decide. Here you can decide. For example, I want to monitor port number 1, port number 2. You can select. Oh, next option is called heartbeat interface. So this is called high availability link heartbeat interface. So as per our topology, we are using two interface, port number 4 and port number 5. So you can click here. For example, if I have a single high availability link, for example, so you can select, for example, port number 4 and just click on OK. After your rest configuration, you can click on OK. But if you have backup link, for example, port number 5, if you select port number 5, or you can say, if you select your another port as a heartbeat interface, so you can see this option. You need to decide heartbeat interface priority, and you can verify here the interface with the highest priority value will be preferred. So I told you you can utilize only one high availability link. Second link I'm using as a backup link, right? So I want to utilize this port number 4. This is on higher priority value. In case if this port number 4 is down, then port number 5 will take the responsibility. Port number 5 will act as a high availability link. Is that clear? Yavar, Rohan, Kamal, Prakash, Ganu.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, this is the option for graphical page. It's very simple, like Palo Alto, like Cisco, it's a very simple task to configure. So you can go with the graphical page, but I'm trying to configure with the CLI console. So both options are available. Either you can go with a graphical page, you can define all the options, you can click on OK, or you can go with the CLI console. Let me show you this option. You can log in your firewall box, and command is config system HA set mode. And if you type question mark, you can see this option. We can go with the active passive, or you can go with the active option. See, active passive. So I'm trying to configure active passive to AA-P. Now set group name. So I'm using GR1. For example, same group name I will configure on second firewall device. Same group name. Now set password. So I'm using CCI. Same password I will configure on second firewall box. Set override enable. Remember override concept in our primary FortiGate election process. By default, override is disabled, so I'm trying to enable. Now set session pickup enable. Now set HB Dave. It's called heartbeat device, heartbeat interface. So now I'm trying to select as per our topology, port number 4 and port number 5. So set HB Dave and port number 4. So for port number 4, I'm using priority value 150. And now I have another port, is called port number 5, 135. Now you can press enter. You can press enter, and now you can also decide device priority value. So set priority, I'm using 250. Now you can use end command to save your configuration. Let's go on to the second firewall device. Second firewall. So command syntax is config system HA set mode A-P, set group name, it's called GR1, set session pickup enable, set priority is 200, set HB Dave, set override enable, set HB Dave Port number 4, you can see as per our configuration, I'm using 150, and on port number 5, I'm using 130. Now you can save your configuration. Done. Now let's go on to the firewall box. I'm trying to refresh my page. I'm trying to refresh the second firewall box. Now you can go and verify on a status first. So you can see here, guys, we are using active passive, right? Everyone, group
Yes.
name is GR1, primary is 40K firewall box, and he is looking for secondary device. So please wait. Let's go on to the system and HA configuration. So we have a firewall box 1. What about firewall box 2? So let's try to search. Wait. Let me check some configuration issue. Port number 4 and port number 5. Group name is good. Oh, password. I just forget the password command. Config system HA. Set password CCI. Now you will get second firewall box information. Wait. Now see, we are getting a message. Second firewall box is out of sync, right? So this will take time. This will take time. So we have two firewall devices, firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. Firewall box 1 and 2. And priority value we are using on firewall box 1 is 250 and on firewall box 2, 200. So this will take time. Right now it's out of sync. This will take time. So let's move on to the topology, and I'm trying to configure my inside router. Okay, wait. I'm trying to configure my inside router right now. Okay, so I'm trying to configure my LAN router, LAN PC, you can say. LAN PC, IP address. As per our topology, 200 network I'm using, so 200, 200, 210. Mask, no shutdown. I'm configuring default route for gateway, so IP route, any network, any mask, gateway is 200, 200, 200, or let's go on to the outside router. Outside router. IP address as per our topology, I'm trying to configure 10.1.13 network. Okay, now so host name is ISP 10.1.23.10 255 255 promotion down. IP route, any network, any mask. Gateway is 10.1.23. This IP address I will configure on firewall. Okay, now let's move on to the firewall this time. So you can refresh. Okay, right now it's out of sync, so this will take time. So let's configure other information. Okay, guys, see, if you go and check on dashboard, this firewall box 1 is acting as a primary, and secondary device firewall box 2 is acting as a secondary. Right now it's out of sync, but it is secondary, and you can see this message. This HA is a primary. Now if you go and check your firewall box 2, if I'm trying to refresh this page, firewall box 2, I'm trying to access with graphical page, so I cannot. Now you cannot manage your secondary device with graphical page. Remember always, you can only manage your primary device in high availability cluster. Secondary device, now you cannot access with graphical page. If you want to change anything, if you want to configure anything in secondary device, you have to go with the CLI option. See, you can verify here on say CLI option. This is firewall box 2. If you verify some configuration, source system interface. So we have a IP address here. Port number 2, right now there's no IP address. Port number 3, no IP address. If you check firewall policy, so there is no any configuration right now. So let's move on to the firewall box 1. I'm trying to configure interfaces. I'm trying to configure interfaces as per our topology. Port number 2 is a LAN port. Port number 3 is a WAN port. So port number 2. Port number 2 is LAN IP address. IP address is 200.200.1/24 ping service. Click on OK. Now, port number 3, as per our topology, we are using as a WAN port. So IP address 10.1.23.1/24 ping service. Click on OK. Let's configure default route towards ISP. So I'm trying to configure default routing towards ISP. So let's move on to the firewall box. Any network, any mask, gateway is 23.10. Next hop is 23.10. Done. To allow our traffic from one interface to another interface, yes, we need to configure firewall policy. So I'm trying to configure firewall policy, LAN to WAN, incoming interface, outgoing interface, source. Right now, I'm using source any destination, any services, any. Now you can click on OK. So now we have some configuration on firewall box, right? Yavar, Rohan, Prakash, Kamal, can you clear my point?
Yes, sir.
We have some configuration on firewall box 1.
Yes.
If you go and check firewall box 2, for example, this time, this is your firewall box 2. If I'm trying to check firewall policy, we have a firewall policy now. LAN to WAN, incoming interface, outgoing interface, source, destination. So this configuration is replicated. This configuration is going to replicate on firewall box 2. You can see this configuration. You can also verify IP address information on interface, source system interface. See, IP address on port number 2, IP address on port number 3. Is that clear configuration replication? Prakash,
Yes, sir.
can you, Kamal, Rohan, Yavar?
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's move on to the system tab and HS setting. So you can see now some information here. We have two firewall devices called firewall box 1, firewall box 1 and firewall box 2. On firewall box 1, we have a higher priority value, you can say 250. And here we have what? 200 priority value. Firewall box 1 is acting as a primary right now. Role is for primary, and this firewall box 2 is acting as a secondary device. So all the traffic, for example, if I'm trying to initiate my traffic, from this inside machine, I'm trying to ping outside router 10.1.10.1.3.10. So traffic is traveling through the firewall box. See, from this LAN PC, if you verify here, from this LAN PC, I can ping outside router. So traffic is traveling. Now I'm going with the repeat option, repeat 5,000. So I'm sending continuous ping messages. Okay. Right now, traffic is traveling. So I'm trying to shut down this firewall box manually, for example. Or let's restart. Let's restart. Or let's shut down right. This box is down, for example. This firewall box one is down. And Rohan, I think it's your message. Hello packet or other information. See, it's only take 1 second. See, a little break we have, Rohan.
हाँ सर.
And you can see this box is down. If you log in again in your firewall device, if you log in again, so this time you can see here. This time you can see this is your firewall box 2. Your firewall box 2 is a primary now. Let me show you. It's a primary. Clear now, my point? Kamal, Yavar, can you, Rohan, Yavar,
हाँ सर.
Prakash, clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, in case if this box will come up again, for example, can anyone help me? If this box will come up again, what will happen now?
It will take the position of the primary.
Primary, right? Why? Because we are using higher priority
Override.
value and override option is enabled, right? Override is just like a preemption, you can say, a preemption technique. So override option is enabled. So now when this box will come up again, so your firewall box 1 will act as a active again. Let me show you. Wait. This will take time. System is starting. Wait. Now let's go on to the graphical page. So I'm trying to log in. I'm trying to log in into the firewall box. So this firewall device is a firewall box 1. Let me show you. You can see. So firewall box 1 is a primary again. Okay. Clear this concept, everyone? This high availability concept.
हाँ सर.
Okay, guys, see. Please follow the slide. Okay, follow the slide for some basic theory discussion. Like,
Yes, sir.
like HA link information, or link monitoring of priority value. So this is called our active passive high availability. Now we can focus on active high availability. Let's discuss active tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Let's
Yes.
discuss our active failure configuration tomorrow. Can you, Rohan, Yavar, Prakash, Kamal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And guys,
Yeah, sorry, I do have a question there.
yes.
So if you're for example, if you're monitoring 2 interfaces and one goes down, would there be a changeover of the primary or?
Yes, if for example, if we are monitoring port number 3, maybe some issue, this link is down. This line protocol is down, for example. Okay. So now if we are using link monitoring, so this firewall box will become passive and this box will become active.
Okay, what if you have 2 links you're monitoring? Say you have 2 uplinks there.
Monitoring
maybe,
option, monitoring means what? Okay.
Say you're monitoring port number 3 and port number 4. Okay,
yes.
Say you're monitoring maybe the VLAN interfaces somewhere.
See, maybe this interface is participating in VLAN. I don't care. I'm talking about this connected interface. The point is what? Connected interface.
Okay.
So this interface is divided into multiple VLAN interface. Doesn't matter. Okay, your firewall will check what? Your firewall will check your data interface. This port, this connected monitor interface. Right now, I'm using this interface as a single port. Maybe yes, you can divide your single port as a multiple VLAN interfaces. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's only check interface. That's it. Port number 2 is down. That it doesn't check any configuration like VLAN something. Again,
Oh, I see. Okay, so you can monitor IP address or
you
attached
can
with interface.
you can monitor interface only.
Okay.
Interface. Okay, doesn't matter what IP address you have. VLAN is running. Doesn't matter.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Prakash, Rohan, Kamal, yeah, we're clear, guys. Everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Let's continue our topic tomorrow, everyone. Bye, guys. Take care. And see, can we do our session? Can we do our session tomorrow at 10 a.m. morning time? Is it possible?
So possible
10
for
a.m. 10 a.m. IST time.
Is this for FortiGate, for Fortinet
Yes,
or
yes,
Palo Alto?
for FortiGate, for FortiGate.
Okay, yeah, 10 a.m.
Okay, Prakash.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, we can do our session on time, no problem. On this time, no problem. But if you
Sir,
guys
कुछ
are only for
Sir,
tomorrow
कुछ-
session.
सर
Okay,
कल
sir.
कुछ कह रहे
Okay.
थे क्या? कल के लिए क्या कह रहे थे? कुछ कह रहे थे, मैं लॉग
यस
आउट हो
सर,
गया।
कल मैं कह रहा था कि सेशन हम सैटरडे को कर सकते हैं, सॉरी संडे को कर सकते हैं मॉर्निंग टाइम।
Yes, sir. हो जाएगा।
What time? What time?
because 10 a.m.
10 बजे।
सुबह 10 बजे
ठीक है,
हो जाएगा।
10 a.m. IST टाइम।
हाँ
एक्चुअली
जी।
क्या है कि इवनिंग में SD WAN का एक लाइव वर्कशॉप है,
Okay,
तो
sir.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ सुबह ही सारे बैचेस अपने फिनिश कर दूँ। अगर
Okay,
आप लोग को भी ज्वाइन करना होगा, SD WAN की बेसिक डिस्कशन है, ठीक है, 2 घंटे का सेशन है, इवनिंग का 7:30 to 9:30 है, लाइव सेशन है।
ठीक है सर, ठीक
तो
है।
आप YouTube पे देख सकते हो, ठीक है।
जी सर, जी सर, जी जरूर सर।
ठीक है
Okay,
सर।
bye everyone. Take care, guys. Tomorrow,
Thank you, sir.
tomorrow
Bye.
at 10 a.m. IST time. Gainu.
ठीक है सर, ओके सर।
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye.